Hi guys, it's Lynn here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Now today guys, I'm going to be talking about something very unusual. And no, I haven't lost my mind. I lost that years ago. It's already gone. But I'm going to be showing you how you can use a certain type of cat litter. Yep, I've said that right. Cat litter to top dress your cacti and succulent plants, and also by adding as a replacement for grit or perlite. Now, I've heard about this for a number of years actually, probably about the last 3 years. I belong to the Cactus and Succulent Society here in Ireland, the one in Northern Ireland, the one in Belfast, and also the one in the Republic of Ireland in Dublin. And both branches are part of the British Cactus and Succulent Society. And we share lots of information on there. And from the other guys, they share their tips. And they've been telling me about cat litter for a long time. And there's a couple of guys at the Dublin branch particularly that swear by using Tesco's, which is a common supermarket here in the UK and Ireland, their own brand, their certain type of brand, as top dressing for their cacti succulents, and also as a added grit substitute. And I thought, I can't really see that. I've read things on the internet as well. People say it's very good, far more economical. And I'm going to tell you what certain type of cat litter you need to get, because it's really important you only have this type and not any cat litter, because it will have a detrimental effect otherwise. And this certain type of cat litter is actually made of Molar clay, which is a type of diatomaceous earth, and has many benefits. And they were telling me about it before, and as I say, I read on the internet, on the many forums that people grow, particularly with bonsai growers. They're very fond of this certain type of cat litter, as well as a top dressing and using as a grit substitute. But I sort of was a little bit nervous about using it, because I'm a big grit user and perlite user. And to me, I associate cat litter as water retaining and holding. I'm thinking, well, you want your plants to sort of dry out quick, and you don't want anything that's going to be on the top that's going to be clumping and gaining water, holding water. But apparently this certain type of cat litter is very fast drying. In fact, it dries out sometimes quicker than normal grit would, and certain types of grit. And it's a great substitute to actually add to your soil. Now, I want to give a special shout out to my wonderful friend Alex. Hi Alex, because you reminded me about using this certain type of cat litter, and also this particular brand that I've got, which I'm very happy with now. And if you're not, I'm sure a lot of you may be familiar with Alex already. Alex has an amazing channel here on YouTube, mostly succulents, but absolutely incredible succulent collection. And not only is his actual plants beautiful, they're always amazingly so gorgeously potted up, beautifully displayed, and put sort of my collection to shame, because mine always look a little bit under potted or over whatever. But Alex's collection is so neat and tidy, and he's top dressed his beautiful succulent plants with this amazing grit substitute, as the cat litter, and they look amazing. And it was actually when Alex mentioned, I did a video, I can't remember which video it was now, but it was on my repotting ones, and I was mentioning about using perlite. And he said, use the cat litter, because really happy with it. And I thought, gosh, the guys are always telling me about using it here at the Cactus Society. So I thought I must give it a try. Now, there's two types of brands of this particular cat litter, and this is now if you're living in the US or Australia, many other parts, I don't know if you probably would definitely get the same type in a different brand, but because I have no experience of other brands, I can only recommend these two. Now, there's one which is Tesco's own brand of cat litter, and it is made of 100% Molar clay. And that one isn't the one I've actually used, although the guys I know from the Dublin branch, do use that one very successfully. But the one I'm actually using now is one by Sanicat. I'm going to show you it and talk a little bit about it before I actually show you how you can use it as a top dressing. Now, I haven't actually used it yet as a grit alternative, and the only reason being is I've got tons of perlite that me and Hansi bought a couple of months ago, a big bag of perlite. So we're going to be using that up first. When we repot plants, we either use perlite or we use grit. Both do the same thing, they add aeration and also drainage. But because we've got so much perlite, we're going to use that up first, and then we're going to use the cat litter in exactly the same concentration as a grit alternative. And it's also lightweight, so it's a lot lighter than grit, which is great when you're moving plants and you have many many plants as we do, obviously, it's better to lift, and it is good aeration also. So I can't really talk about my experience of using it as a grit replacement. I can only do that, it probably won't be till next year now when I start repotting more plants and using it as a grit replacement that I'll honestly be able to tell you what I think about it, because I like to actually test things out fully for a good period of time before I can honestly make a video on recommending it. Doesn't matter what everybody else says. So this is only something I have to use first before I recommend. But I have been using it the past couple of weeks as a grit alternative, as a top dressing. And I was a little bit worried at first. I thought, oh, cat litter as a top dressing, will it keep too much water? But it doesn't. It dries out really, really fast. And I'm very happy about it. I've been using it on some, funny, the indoor plants. I haven't really used it here. As you can see, I'm going to be using this cat litter on the majority as a top dressing on the cacti succulents in the polytunnel. They're all pretty dry now because we've stopped watering for the winter coming up, and we're going to be top dressing them then with this cat litter, so that's good. But as I said, none of them are going to be watered anyway till the spring. It's a good time to put it on and see how it goes. And but I've been using it in the grow room on the plants in there, particularly on the seedlings. And I have to say, when I water the seedlings, that it's pretty dries out pretty quick, the top, which is great, because when you're using a top dressing on cacti succulents, it's optional. You don't have to top dress plants. I always think it looks really nice. I'll just show you this little one here. We've got the top dressing on there. These are little tiny bits of grit on here, very small particles, and it's great because not only does it finish the plant off, but it also helps prevent them annoying flies that you get, the fungus gnats that can attack the roots and stuff. And it keeps algae and things like that off too. So, but grit not only is it's pretty pricey, but it weighs a ton when you're trying to bring it back. And me and Hans go on the bus everywhere, so you can imagine trying to lug a big bag of grit back. So the cat litter is a better alternative, as is perlite. And perlite, I've always been sort of fairly happy with using it. I tend to use that more now rather than the grit, for obvious reasons, because of the weight. But the thing I really don't like about perlite is that I do find that it does tend to attract the green algae on the top, because if it's wet and damp during the summer when you're regularly watering your plants, it seems to, and also the fact it looks so much like flippy mealybug. And there's times I've got plants I think, oh no, they've got root mealybug because I've repotted them, and I see all this little white powder on, and then when I've squeezed it I realise it's actually the perlite, and it can catch you out. So it's just something I'm going to really, probably next year when I do get more into repotting the plants again for the spring, I'm going to be using this cat litter alternative, and then I'll be able to do a proper video on what I think about it. But from what everybody else is, everyone's raving about it. People have been using it for a long time, including the Cactus Society members that we know here, and they're very happy with it. But I'm going to share my experience over the past few weeks of using this as a top dressing, and I'm pleased to say the ones in the house that we've been sprinkling it on, watering the plants, and the top dressing dries pretty quick. As I say, this is only really with cacti and succulents. We wouldn't be using it on the house plants. Not that it wouldn't harm, will come. You can use it as top dressing for anything. But this is only my experience with cacti and succulents, and it's been great for keeping the moss off the seedlings. And also I found I've used neem oil that I water into the soil to get rid of them annoying fungus gnats and things like that, and it's worked a treat. Have to do 2 or 3 applications, but it works. And then once you've treated it, I find that the cat litter has been brilliant at keeping any of them coming back, because they will not touch it. And it also acts as a natural insecticide as well for your plants. So it's completely natural, cheap, and a great soil insecticide. So anyway, enough of me waffling on. I'm just going to turn this down, and I'm going to show you then what this cat litter is. Now this is the cat litter. As I say, Tesco's own brand do one as well, but I'm only going to be talking about this one because I haven't used the Tesco's one. But theirs is also, will put the link down below to the particular brand of Tesco's one as well. I can't remember at the top of my head what it actually is called, so I'm better off putting a link below if you find it's easy to get hold of Tesco's. And again, Tesco's do many different types of cat litter. It has to 100% be the Molar clay, non-clumping, unperfumed, 100% natural one, and I'm going to put the links down below to that if you want to purchase it. But this one here is the Sunny Cat, which you can get, I actually got from a place called Pets at Home, And very common all over the UK, and easy to find. They're usually in bigger than big sort of retail parks. And you can also order this online as well. I was able to get this ordered and delivered, which was fantastic. Obviously didn't want to be walking home or getting the bus with a big bag like this. This is a 30-litre bag. And this is that particular brand I'm going to talk about in this video, because this is the only one I've had experience with. Now, this is called Sanicat Pink, and Professional Pet Love, and it's the non-clumping litter. And this is particularly important because if you go for clumping litter, then that's the last thing you want to be using if you're using it for a grit alternative or as a top dressing. And it's also here, it's lightweight, low dust and highly absorbent, which is brilliant because it absorbs moisture, and also it dries out pretty quick, because I was a bit worried about using it as a top dressing if it was going to stay damp, but it dries really quick, which is great. And that is another bonus, because you don't want to be using something that's going to keep damp. Sometimes I put the grit on the top in the past, and even though I'm always careful with watering cacti succulents, it stays sometimes damp. The soil underneath stays damp, and it's difficult to know when you need to water your plants, especially if you've got them in ceramic pots, because they'll feel just as heavy whether they're dry, whether they've been watered or not. But with this cat litter, it does dry out at the top, so you know then, and you lift by the weight with the plastic pots whether it needs watering again. As I say, none of these are going to be watered now until the following spring, except for these Euphorbia canariensis seedlings and these Homolocephalius, oh my gosh, what a name, cactus seedlings, because they're still going to be overwintered indoors and kept going to carry on growing. And as I say, this has to be this one, and you want to make sure it's 100% Molar clay, which is like a diatomaceous earth. And I'll just show you the back. And the reason why I'm really highlighting this is you can't just go out and buy any type of cat litter, or just go out and get Sanicat, because Sanicat do quite a few different types of cat litter. They do wood chips, they also do white cat litter, or many different types. It has to be this one, and I'll show you the colour. You can see that is earth, lovely pink colour. This is it here. And as I say, I'm going to be putting links down below to where you can purchase this online. But if you live in the UK, I'm not sure, I think they do have this in Southern Ireland too, I'm not quite sure, but I know they have it here in the Northern Ireland, so they will definitely have in other parts of the UK. Check out your local Pets at Home, because then you can go and buy it direct. But if not, you might be able to buy it online. As I say, I'm not sure about the US or other places. But if you look out for something that is 100% Molar clay cat litter and unperfumed and non-clumping, then that should do the same job. But as I say, I can only speak about my experience with this one here. And now I'm going to show you how to use it as a top dressing. And as I say, I can't show you how to use it as a grit alternative, mixing it with your soil, until I actually do that next year. I won't be repotting any plants now, other than the odd one or two. May do some succulents, because they're sort of going to be okay to be potted up during the winter if kept mainly dry. But I won't be doing any of the cacti, so I will share my experiences after in the new year, from spring onwards, on using it as a grit alternative. But I'm going to show you how you can use it as a top dressing. And as I say, another thank you to Alex for reminding me about the cat litter, and also telling me about this particular brand, the Sanicat, because Tesco brand is more popular, but this is actually better. It's got bigger particles, which is going to be great for a grit alternative. So do go over and subscribe to Alex and see his amazing succulent plants. And he has the most amazing relaxing voice as well, a lovely voice. You'll love watching and listening to him. So guys, do go over and check Alex out. And thank you, Alex, for reminding me about this. Now then, enough of my waffle. I do try and keep my videos as short as possible, but I'm a nightmare. Yep, now I'm going to try and get this in where you're going to be able to see everything here. So, yep, there we go. Now I've got a little spoon, showing you how to use it as a top dressing here. Just hope you can see. Yep, you should be able to see there. Now, all you have to do, very easy, everyone knows sort of how to do this really, is literally just put it on, and just put it on as you were putting on grit. And just spread it around there. And this is also great, not only does it keep moss off, but it's also great for keeping them annoying fungus gnats. As I say, they're very, especially with seedlings like this, because then fungus gnats and springtails, they tend to not be such a problem with adult plants, because they tend to eat more like decaying matter, and if they do attack the roots, adult plants should be okay to recover. And you tend to be more of a sort of summer problem than anything, and sometimes a sign you could be keeping your plants a little bit too damp, the soil. But this is great to get rid of them, because they don't like to lay their annoying larvae when there's grit of any type on top of the soil. So that's great there. And look at that, isn't that wonderful? And it looks so much neater too. And this is, I mean, this cost me £12.50 for a 30 litre bag, which is brilliant, because if this was grit, it would be probably about £50, about €60 of that size. So this is great. I'm going to show you here also. That's going to be top dressing all of the cacti in the polytunnel over the next few weeks. And just enough to cover the top. I mean, I've heard some of the growers who in the Dublin branch here at the Cactus Society say that actually is really good for keeping root mealybugs away as well when you use it as a grit alternative. So that's going to be very handy if that's the case with the root mealybug. Again, I've got no experience of using it as actually mixing it with the grit yet, but I'm looking forward to trying that out next year when I do my repotting. And as I say, I'm going to be repotting some of the succulents over the winter, because as long as I keep them dry, they should be okay, and I'll probably use it then. So good to see how I get on with it. Nice big pieces. There you go. That looks so much neater, doesn't it, like that? And then this other one, the little seedlings here. And if you find that this too, you want smaller pieces, all you have to do is crush it with a mortar, one of them little crushings, and then you get smaller particles. But this is great for the grit, for the size. And particularly with seedlings, because they seem to be prone to algae, because you have to keep them sort of still damp, and that's a nuisance, because when you are keeping them damp, it does attract fungus gnats and springtails and things like that they lay their larvae, and it's the larvae that attacks the young roots, not the flies. The flies are harmless, they're just more of an annoyance. But as I say, this is a natural alternative to deter them, which is great. So there you go, and that's really all you have to do. And I just hope you found it useful, because I just found it very interesting about the cat litter. And as I say, I'm still new to this. I've only been using it as a top dressing in the plants upstairs in the plant room, so I haven't done the polytunnel yet. And when I have watered them, they do dries out pretty quick at the top, which is great, and it helps keep the neck of the plants dry too, which is another bonus. So guys, thanks so much for watching, and there you go, another, just going to run it through you. Sunny Cat Pink, and it's the non-clumping, the cat litter, lightweight, low dust, highly absorbent. And links will be down below if you're interested in it. So make sure it has to be that one, 100% Molar clay. And guys, just want to hopefully say goodbye so I can see you all. And there you go. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I want to send you loads of love, heaps of happiness, and tons of plant power. As always, from the Emerald Isle, and until the next video, bye.